This is the next part of my series where I give you different tips and challenges I invite you to use to really elevate your self-empowerment and to become more connected with yourself. Life is freaking hard sometimes. Between school, work, the relationships you have with friends, family, the relationship you have with yourself. And life isn't always going to be a smooth ride. You're going to go through rough patches with friends and family. You're going to have hard times with yourself. You're going to feel stressed. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to have all these different emotions and problems and situations arise. And today I want to talk about different tips that have helped me face these situations and problems I've had in my own life. The first thing is, I find that for me, sometimes I get too caught up in my emotions and not look at the actual facts. To put this into context, let's say you were in a toxic relationship, but you love your partner. So you've continued to stay in this relationship, even though you know it's somewhat toxic. Now let's say instead of you, your friend was in that same relationship. You only see the outside. You see how toxic the relationship is. So if you were given a chance to give your friend advice, you would hopefully tell your friend to get out of that relationship. Now give that advice back to yourself. If you're going through a problem or situation in life, pretend a friend was going through that same scenario. What advice would you give them? Now say that back to yourself. I even did this earlier today when I was starting to overthink. I had second-guessed myself on a test and chosen the wrong answer. And I was really getting frustrated with myself and getting overthinking about it. And I was just like, I took a step back and I was like, Ella, girl, that was one problem on one test. And so what? Let's say I second-guessed the whole test. So what? That test doesn't define me. That test doesn't define my whole life. So why put my energy into worrying about it? And I want to stop you right there. Before you overthink about the tiniest thing, which trust me, I do too sometimes, let it go, okay? It is not worth it. It is not worth spending your time and energy worrying about that, whatever it may be. If there's nothing you can do about it, just let it go. Let it go. And I get it. Sometimes it can be hard to let it go. Like, for instance, I've gotten in arguments with friends, like, over text. And trust me, if you're talking to someone, do not talk to them over text, okay? That is a big mistake. But anyway, and I've gotten really, like, anxious of, like, I don't know what they're gonna say back. I'm really anxious, like, did I do something wrong? Are they gonna scold me? But at that point, it's just like, I can't let it go. I'm too worried. So if you want, you can distract yourself instead. And I don't mean like going on your phone, because you don't want to associate being anxious with going on your phone, especially as me being a person who does randomly get anxious sometimes. So instead, you could do something like baking, going for a walk, doing something crafty. I even learned having something sour distracts your brain. Also, when I say let something go, I don't mean to avoid your problems and just push them aside. You still need to stand up for yourself. Your emotions, your opinions are valid. You are loved. And if not by anyone else, you are loved by me. Regardless, you are loved by me. Be that version of yourself that stands up for yourself. And I get it. It can be freaking scary sometimes. I felt like I've had to barf before standing up for myself. Telling my parents how I truly feel about something. Sitting there for 20 minutes contemplating, should I do it? I don't know, I'm really scared. But trust me, even if it doesn't end up the way you want it to, it's still benefiting you in the end because you're getting braver each time you do that. You're advocating for that version of yourself that stands up for themselves, that strong, brave, empowered version of yourself. Can be scared, opening up, sharing how you feel. But you got this. And I assume you will want the other person to be a good listener. So, if someone's doing the same, be a good listener to them. Hear their side of the story. Even if you disagree. Even if you disagree. And if someone's not listening to you, call them out on it. At the very least, you're doing them a favor by making them a better listener. And I'm still working on my own listening skills. I've had people say, Ella, hey, you're not listening to me. Trust me, some of the people you talk in life, you're gonna need to grab their attention. You, at the very least, deserve someone to sit through and respectfully listen to how you feel. Though I want to differentiate like not listening from just like straight out ignoring you. Okay, straight out ignoring you, that's not cool. And I get it. I am fortunate to have parents that will listen to me, well, most of the time. And not everyone has that. But I applaud you. Don't expect for anyone, for it to turn out how you always want it to all the time. If it didn't turn out how you wanted it to, you are becoming braver. You are becoming someone who advocates for how they feel. You're advocating for the version of yourself that doesn't sweep aside how they feel. They take how they feel and they bring it into the light. They share how they feel. Even if they think how they feel is kind of silly, okay? Your opinions, your emotions, they are valid. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.